Today, I'm going to be sculpting for the first time in Blender. As a 3D artist for almost 4 years now, I've always wanted to create my very own character. But the sculpting tab has always scared me.
Oh!
Thankfully, the good folks at Xencelabs have sent me their Pen Display 24 for review. So now I have zero excuses. And just to be clear, this video is not sponsored. Even though I was sent this tablet for free from Xencelabs, everything I say in this video is completely my honest opinion. So let's get started. We'll start with the unboxing. When opening the package, the first thing you notice is how big this thing is. The Pen Display 24 is a 23.8-inch 4K display. So yeah, it takes up a lot of desk space. Okay, so here we have two power cords. Then we have a USB-C cable right here, an HDMI cord, another HDMI cord, so you get two, which is nice, another USB-C cable, and then here is the case. Now this case has the pens, two pens to be exact, one thick one and another thin one. So here is the Xencelabs pen in all its glory. I can't wait to use this for the project. Here is the quick keys remotes. Again, I don't really use this much. I just use my keyboard, but yeah, it's cool. Here is the microfiber cloth to clean your tablet. It also comes with this nice glove that you can use to place on the screen so you can sculpt or draw better. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the unboxing. First impressions. Build and display quality. The tablet feels premium and sturdy. The screen is huge, and because it's 4K, everything looks sharp and the colors are vibrant. When I powered it on, I noticed the matte finish really helps cut down glare and gives the pen a natural drawing feel. The viewing angles are also solid, which is great since I move around a lot while working. Pen and workflow experience. Now, the pen, honestly, it feels great. It has 8,192 levels of pressure sensitivity and doesn't require charging. In Blender, that makes brushstrokes super responsive. I could go light for subtle details or press harder for stronger strokes. And the tablet kept up without lag. I even customized one of the pen buttons so I can easily orbit around my scene while sculpting. That little tweak made the workflow way smoother. The size of the screen also means I don't feel cramped. I can make big sweeping strokes for shaping or fine details without zooming in every 2 seconds. Alright, now onto the fun part, sculpting in Blender for the first time with this tablet. This is my reference for my character. I'm going to keep things simple. I'm just doing the face and neck because I am a beginner in sculpting. This character is kind of stylized, reminds me a little bit of a Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, we start off here with a sphere. This is going to be the object I start the sculpt with, or the face. So the brush I'm using is called the grab brush right here. This is the main brush I'm using to sculpt pretty much the entire thing. So yeah, I'm grabbing, I am pushing in and just shaping the head. Now I move on to the nose right here. I added a mesh sphere. And then I am again using the grab brush and just shaping the nose. Reference really helps with any sort of modeling, especially sculpting, as you can see here. And I'm doing the nose, and you'll see here, yeah, what is that? What is that? That is just not right. So, you know, like I said, I did make some mistakes, but yeah. Now we move on to, I guess, the neck here. I'm sculpting the neck. I skipped the ears. I guess I didn't record that part, but yeah, I did add some ears. Here again, we're just using, we're still on the grab brush. I'm still using the grab brush. So we are, again, shaping the neck here. Again, I made some holes for the eyes. Again, didn't record that part, but you can see holes. And for the eyes, I'm adding a mesh sphere. And you can see me using the mirror modifier, and then, you know, it mirrors on the other side. Here, I'm shaping, you know, the skin around the eyes, I guess. Again, just switching up the brush here. This time I'm using, I think this is the draw brush. This is the draw brush I'm using. So, and then I'll switch back to the grab brush every now and then by just hitting G on the keyboard. So yeah, I'm making the eyes here. I don't really know what else to say here. I'm just trying my best to shape the eyes. I'll go to side view, and now I'm doing the mouth. The mouth, again, I'm using It looks like I'm using the grab brush here again. I struggled a little bit trying to make the mouth. You'll see here the lips are just... I found that to be pretty difficult. I don't think I really got them to look right. But later on, you are able to shape it a little better. So...
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
You know, even if you don't get it right here, the first try, it's okay. You can always go back and shape it later. So again, I'm really trying my best to, you know, follow the reference image, and I'll go to the side, making sure it's looking right, the proportions are right, and the lips here are looking a little bit more fat. I shouldn't say fat, or a little more thicker than usual. Maybe for a male face. Males usually don't really have those types of, I guess, thick lips. So yeah, the lips are a little bit thicker, but again, this character is stylized, so I'm not really too worried about having accurate human proportions. But yeah, here I'm using a crease brush. This adds like a little, you know, finer details to any parts of your sculpt. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm using this crease brush, and look, you can see I'm still struggling. I'm struggling to get the shape of the lips here. Yeah, I think lips and the nose are just the hardest things to get right. Now I move on to shaping the ears. Again, the ears are pretty easy to make, you know. And now here you can see I'm trying to shape the jawline here with the crease brush again. So the crease brush really comes in handy. And again, here I'm using, I guess, the draw brush here, making those, you know, nose holes. And every now and then to smooth out the face, I'll hold Shift on my keyboard and smooth out the face. Okay, here we move on to coloring, or adding, you know, the skin color. So that's pretty cool. I think this part was pretty satisfying to do. Here I'm just, you know, adding skin color to the entire face and neck. Go to the shader editor and making sure it's applied correctly. Now I am moving on to the different shades of the face. You know, the face isn't just one skin color. There are different shades, like, you know, subtle red and subtle blue or yellow hues on the face, as you can see on this, you know, chart right here. It just adds a bit more realism to your face instead of having it just one skin color. Here I'll be adding some color to the lips. Again, a subtle red. The pen really, you know, the harder you press on it, you know, the more color you can get, or the lighter it'll be. So yeah, it really reacts to your pressure. And here I am just adding some 3-point lighting. Again, I'm going back, fixing the lips here. Again, see, I knew they were a bit too big, so I just wanted to make them a little smaller. And then yeah, here is me rendering it out, and that's pretty much it. Here is the final results. I wouldn't say it's like, you know, the greatest sculpt, but it is my first sculpt as a beginner, and I think I did a pretty decent job. Again, the nose and lips could definitely use some work, but yeah. After spending some time with the Pen Display 24, here are my pros and cons. Pros: massive 4K screen with great color accuracy, with no noticeable lag. Customizable buttons, making navigation easier. Works across different creative software like Blender, Photoshop, ZBrush, Substance Painter, you name it. Lots of accessories like the Quick Keys remote and glove. Cons: it's huge, so you'll need a big desk. The setup can be a little bit cramming because it requires 3 cables from the monitor to your system. The Quick Keys remote is nice, but personally I still prefer my keyboard for Blender shortcuts. And it is on the pricier side, but it's a premium product. If you want a display tablet that feels solid and is built to last for years and years, this is it. Thanks again to Xencelabs for sending this out. If you want to check it out for yourself, I'll leave links in the description below. If you want to see more sculpting related videos from me, make sure you comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.